Hi friends, this is Ranjini and welcome to my channel. In the last video, we were solving the first three questions of exercise 2.7, that is the last exercise of fractions and decimals chapter. So in this video, we will start with the fourth question of the same exercise. Okay. So what is the fourth question? Find 7.9 divided by 1000. So in the last video itself we have discussed what should we do when we have to divide a decimal number by 1000. Okay, what should we do? We have to shift the decimal points 3 digits to the left. Okay, division means left, multiplication means right. Okay, 1000 means there are 3 zeros in 1000, so 3 digits to the left. Okay, so 7.9 by 1000, what will be the answer? So 3 digits to the left. So what? Let's write 7.9 here. So if we are shifting this decimal place 3 digits to the left, 1 digit, if it is 1 digit you will get 0.79. If it is 2 digit you have to add 1 0 here. If it is 3 digit we have to add 1 more 0 here. So the answer will be 0.0079. Okay? Understood? Now let's move on to the second question. 26.3 divided by 1000. Again, where is the decimal place? 26.3. So let's write that 26.3. Okay. So the decimal point was between 6 and 3. So if we shifted 1 digit to the left, it will be here. If we shifted 2 digits to the left, it will be here. And if we are shifting it 3 digits to the left, we have to add 1 0 here and the digit will be, the decimal point will be here. Okay. So the answer will be 0.0263. Okay. So the decimal point was here between 6 and 3. So we have shifted 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the answer is 0.0263. Now let's move on to the third question. 38.53. 38.53. Okay. Decimal point was here. Correct. So we have to shift it 3 digits to the left, means 1, 2 and 1 more digit we have to shift. For that what should we do? Add 1 0 here, point. Okay. So 0.03853 is the answer. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. 128.9. Okay, 1289. Here there are exactly 3 digits to the left of the decimal point. Decimal point was here, right? So there are exactly 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. So we can put a point here. So the answer is 0.1289. Okay. Now the last question, 0.5. 0.5. Okay. So the decimal point was here. 1, 2 means we have to add 1 0. 3 means we have to add 1 more 0. Okay. So 0.0005 is the answer. Clear with this? Now we will move on to the fifth question. Now let's move on to the fifth problem. Okay. Fifth problem is first problem is find 7 divided by 3.5. Okay. So in exercise 2.1 we solved similar questions, right? Only difference was that the first number was decimal number and the second number was whole number. Okay. So this is also very similar to that. So in that exercise I had explained two methods. One is, first method is you have to convert the decimal into fraction and then do the division in terms of fractions. That is, you have to take the reciprocal of the second fraction and do the multiplication, and finally you will get the answer. And the second method is that you have to convert the decimal number into whole number and then divide the whole numbers. And so in this exercise we will try to use the second method. Okay. Exercise 2.1 also, if you are getting in the exam, it's better to use the second method rather than first method, because if it is fraction division we can use the first method, that is directly taking the reciprocal and multiplying. But since the question is decimal numbers, it's better if we use the second method. Both the methods you will get the same answer, but it's better if you use the second method, okay, because this is specifically for decimal numbers. There is no fractions involved here, okay. So let's try to do the first problem, okay. 7 divided by 3.5, okay. So what should we do? There is a whole number and there is a decimal number here. So this decimal number we have to try and convert it to whole number, okay. So what should we do? 3.1, 3.5 if we want to convert to whole number, what should we do? 3.5 into 10 is equal to 35, right? 35 is a whole number. So this number when you are multiplying by 10, this number also you have to multiply by 10, correct? So what will be the result? 7 into 10, 70 divided by 35, okay. What is 70 divided by 35? It is equal to 2. Correct? So this is the answer. 2 is the answer. Okay. So we don't have to put any decimal points because we have multiplied. See, it was like this, 7 divided by 3.5, and we have multiplied both the numerator and denominator by 10. Okay. 3.5 into 10 is equal to 70 by 35 is equal to 2. So we don't have to put any decimal points here. Okay. Now let's move on to the second question. So the first question answer is 2. Okay. Now let's take the second question. Second question is 36 divided by 0.2. Okay. So 36 by 0.2. What should we multiply this denominator so that it becomes a whole number? See, into this, if we multiply by 10, it will become a whole number, right? 0.2 will become 2. The numerator also we have to multiply with 10. Okay. So what will we get? Is equal to 36 360 divided by 2. Correct? Is equal to, how much is 360 divided by 2? 180. So the answer for the second one is 180. Okay? Now the third question. Third question is 3.25 divided by 0.5. Okay, this both in the numerator, both in the first number and the second number, there are decimal points. Okay, so we have to make both of them as whole numbers. So what should we do? If we are converting this into a whole number, 3.25, what should we multiply it with? We have to multiply it with 100, correct? So 3.25 into 100 will become 325. It will become a whole number. Divided by the 0.5 also we have to multiply by the same 100. Okay, because if we are multiplying one by a number, one number by 100, other number also has to be multiplied by 100 only. Okay, otherwise the answer will differ. Okay, so divided by 0.5 into 100. Correct? So what will this become? Is equal to 325 divided by, what is 0.5 into 100? 50. Okay? So what is 325 by 50? 50 into 6 equal to 300. Balance 25. If we add a 0 here, 0.255. 5 into 5, 25. So the answer is 6.5. 6.5 is the answer. Okay. So answer for the third question is 6.5. Okay. Now we'll go on to the next question. Fourth question. Fourth question is 30.94 divided by 0.7. Okay, here also both numbers we have decimal points. So both have to be converted to whole numbers. So what should we do? 30.94 into what? Into 100 if we do, it will become 3094, right? So 30.94 into 100 divided by this number we have multiplied by 100. So second number also we have to multiply by 100. 0.7 into 100. Okay. Now this will become 3094 divided by 70. Okay. What is the answer for this? 3094 divided by 70. So 4 5 4 7 4s are 28. 280. So 29. If we put 4 here, again 44. 4 into 7, 280. You will get 14. So if we add a 0 here, 0.2, 140. So the answer is 44.2. Okay. So the answer for the fourth question is 44.2. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. That is the fifth question. Zero 0.5 divided by 0.25. Okay. So here also, here one decimal point is, one digit is there after the decimal point. Here two digits are there after the decimal point. So if you want to convert this into whole number, we have to multiply this by 100. Okay. So if you are multiplying this by 100, first number also we have to multiply by 100. Okay. So what should we write? 0.5 into 100 divided by 0.25 into 100. Okay. Now this is equivalent to 50. 0.5 into 100 is 50 divided by 25. What is 50 divided by 25? 2. Okay. So the answer for the fifth question is 2. Clear? Now let's move on to the next question. So you will get the same answers even if you are converting into fractions and doing. But I prefer doing this method since this involves only decimal numbers. Okay? There is no fraction coming in between. Okay? So whenever you are doing fraction division, you can do that method. You can take the reciprocal and do it. But whenever they are giving decimal numbers, it's better you use the second method. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 6. 7.75 divided by 0.25. Now both the numbers have 2 digits to the right hand side of the decimal point. So both the numbers have to be multiplied with 100. Okay. So 7.75 into 100 divided by 0.25 into 100, which is equivalent to 775 divided by 25. Okay. So let's do 775 divided by 25. 3 into 25 is 75. 2, 5. Again 3 into 25. Sorry, 1 into 25 is 25. So the answer is 31. Okay. So the answer for the sixth question is 31. Clear? Now let's move on to the seventh question. Let's move on to the 7th question. Seventh question is 76.5 divided by 0.15. Okay. Now if we want to convert the second term into a whole number, we have to multiply by 100. So obviously first term also we have to multiply by 100. Okay. So 76.5 into 100 divided by 0.15 into 100. Okay. Now this will become 7650 divided by 15. Okay. So let's try doing that. 7650 divided by 15. So this will become 5 into 15 equal to 75. 1, 5, 1 into 15 is 15, 0, 0, 0. So the answer is 510. Okay. So the answer for the 7th question is 510. Okay. Clear? Now we don't have to put, once we get the answer here, we should not try and put the decimal points here. Okay. Why? Because this 76.5 only we have converted to 7650 by multiplying with 100, and the denominator also we have multiplied with 100. Okay. So the answer doesn't change. Even if this 100 is there or not, answer doesn't change. Okay. So final answer, we need not put any decimal points here. Okay. The answer will be 510 only. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question, which is the 8th question. Now let's move on to the 8th problem. Okay. 37.8 divided by 1.4. Now we can see that in both the terms one digit is there after the decimal point. So with what should we multiply so that this decimal number will become a whole number? With 10, right? So both the terms have to be multiplied by 10. So 37.8 into 10 divided by 1.4 into 10. Okay. So what will you get the answer? 378 divided by 14. Now try doing this. 378 divided by 14. 14 into 2, 28. So you will get 98. Now if you put 7 here, so 28, 9. Okay. So the answer is 27. Okay. So the answer for the 8th question is 27. Okay. Now let's go on to the 9th question. Now let's move on to the last question, that is 9th question. Okay. 2.73 divided by 1.3. Okay. Here there are 2 digits after the decimal point in the first term. In the second term there is 1 digit after the decimal point. So this first digit, what should you multiply it with? You have to multiply it with 100 so that you will get a whole number. Okay. So 273 divided by, if you see, I'll write it step by step. 2.73 into 100 divided by 1.3 into 100. Okay. So what will you get? 273 divided by 130. Correct? Now if you try doing this, 273 divided by 130. Okay. So if you do 260 here, 13. If you add a 0, you put a point here, 1. So the answer is 2.1. Answer for the last question is 2.1. Clear with this? Now we will move on to the next question. Now let's move on to the sixth question, that is the last question of this exercise and this chapter. Okay, with this we are finishing this chapter. Okay, so the sixth question is, a vehicle covers a distance of 43.2 kilometer in 2.5 liters of petrol. Okay, how much distance will it cover in 1 liter of petrol? Okay, so what step will you write? A vehicle covers a distance of 43.2 kilometer in 2.4 liters of petrol. So distance covered by the vehicle with 2.4 liters of petrol is equal to 43.2 kilometers. Okay, so what is the question? How much distance will it cover in 1 liter of petrol? So distance covered with 1 liter of petrol is equal to, how do we do this? See, for with 2.4 liters of petrol, the vehicle is covering 43.2 kilometers. So with 1 liter of petrol, let the distance be x. Okay, so if you cross multiply, what will you get? X into 2.4 liters is equal to 43.2 kilometer into 1 liter. Okay, so x is equal to, if you take this 2.4 here, what will it become? It will come to the denominator. Okay, it will become a division. So x is equal to 43.2 kilometer into 1 liter divided by 2.4 liter. Okay, this liter and this liter we can cancel. So the answer is 43.2 divided by 2.4 kilometer. Okay, so the answer is 43.2 divided by 2.4 kilometer. So did you understand how you got it? You just have to write the two equations and you have to cross multiply, and finally you will have to find the value of x. Take the unknown value as x. Okay, here we have to find the distance traveled with 1 liter of petrol. So let's take it as x. Okay, so if you cross multiply, this x will go to one side, right? So x into 2.4 liter is equal to 1 liter into 43.2 kilometers. So x will come to this side. Okay, so keep that x in one side and take all the other terms to the other side. Okay, here only one term is there, right? So if you take it to the other side, this multiplication will become division this side, and this 2.4 will go to the denominator. Okay, so what will you get? You will get 43.2 divided by 2.4 kilometer. Okay, that is the answer. Now let's find out how much is that. Okay, so what should you do? If you are dividing two decimal numbers, what should you do? You have to convert these two into whole numbers, right? So 43.2, what should you multiply it with? Into 10 divided by 2.4 into 10, correct, is equal to 432 divided by 24, right? So if you do it, 432 divided by 24, so 124, this will become 192, 8, 32, 3, 192. So the answer is 18 kilometers. Okay, answer is 18 kilometers. Clear with this? With this we are finishing this chapter. In the next video we will start the next chapter. Okay, bye bye.